Hey everybody, Matt Johnson here. Mackenzie Shirilla's mom can't stay away from the cameras.
Well, okay. What language is that?
It's Carney talk. It's Carney talk. It's I've always known it. My family, it's just a fun, silly little language that that we used to talk to like our friends, like if there's nothing sneaky about it.
This is specifically aimed to hide what they were talking about.
That's a forensic psychiatrist breaking down Mackenzie's mom's latest interview.
Crocodile tears if there weren't even any tears, but if there would have been crocodile.
Her analysis might just shock you. But first, do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hype this episode. Now the case of Mackenzie Shirilla. Here to help break it all down, we have a very special guest talking about this case once again. Dr. Carole Lieberman, forensic psychiatrist, expert witness, keynote speaker, and author. All the details in my show notes below. So we have the mom and the dad that we've talked about quite a bit. But recently, the mother, Natalie Shirilla, did an interview with Chris Cuomo. I want to play part of that to you and get your reaction because it starts off right away speaking about being camera ready.
I wasn't camera ready, so I wasn't sure if I didn't know if that was like his thing or I knew that I could always come on, but I was not camera ready at all.
So it kind of reminded me of the jail call when the two, her daughter and Natalie, were talking about modeling and plans on being an influencer.
I'm talking when I'm home. I model.
So, there's quite a few instances and times that they talk about looks or modeling or trying to get attention that we've heard about in the jail calls. So, it just made me think about it again when I saw this recent interview with Chris Cuomo.
The mother has been living vicariously through her daughter, through Mackenzie. And every time that Mackenzie gets glammed up, and gets, lots of likes for that, or gets a business, a company to support her, wants her picture and all that. The mother has been sharing, vicariously enjoying that attention and that glamour. Now, it's interesting, however, that in any interview that I've seen of the mother, she did not appear to be camera ready. Even like right when she's saying I had to get camera ready, I'm thinking, so what? I mean, she's even in court. She was particularly casual. She didn't really look like she spent a lot of time trying to get herself to look good.
What was the other thing?
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the two dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davian, he's a new friend. I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? His life is worthless?
No.
So it seemed odd that she was.
She received a lot of criticism as to wearing the T-shirt in court during such an important day when she was giving a statement of elocution at the sentencing for her daughter, asking for leniency. And, some people online, some people have said that she didn't look court appropriate. And that's what you're referencing there. But speaking of more of the jail calls and just your analysis of this recent interview, I want to play a clip where in the jail call, she and her daughter are very excited about media coverage. And then I want to play a clip from this recent interview where the mother, Natalie, is trying to explain away and saying, well, everyone gets my daughter wrong. They're getting the wrong impression of her. Well, there's a reason. So here we go.
And I've been getting like messages, but like not my usual messages.
What does that mean?
Like not a lot of people are messaging me anymore. It's like died down. Dumbass fucking game. Like Stephen Campo already messaged you back.
Oh my God.
He loves Kenzie.
No, there's Tiffany's. Please don't believe the lies. Please don't believe the media. Please believe we'll never stop fighting for the truth. # free Kenzie.
She posted that?
Yep.
Oh,
somebody else did. We're all here for you and your family. # free Kenzie.
Who did that?
Her, one of her friends, Bobby. Oh, and Steve Pape. He did it too.
He did free Kenzie?
Yeah. Huh?
So it got all big and crazy and then just dropped.
Yeah. And then it will again. And then it will again.
Okay, I'm just not going to message him right now because I don't know what does this when I message him. What the?
What the This is great because we were going to go to the media anyway. So great. Bring it. Oh my God.
So right there you have the mom laughing with her. They're really not taking it seriously. You've already analyzed all of that. We have it in the videos below. But then you have this recent interview where, again, she's saying, you know what, everyone's getting my daughter wrong, and especially the media.
So I'm going to cry again. She was so little that it's hard because she is like a young teenager who's going through, teenage challenge stuff. And that's how she's being judged against. And that's not who she is. You'll be judged on who you are based on the challenges that you're going through. So it's kind of unfair. Her friends, people that actually know who we are, know the truth. They know who she is. And the image that has been painted of her through storytelling, all this other things, it's not wholly accurate. It's unfortunate.
So it's only accurate when it's what you want to hear. Is that right, Doctor?
Yes, what they want to put out. It was interesting too that the mother didn't want to talk about any of the sexual material that's been out. She was trying to say how that's not true. You can't believe all of that. She seemed very uncomfortable when he was asking her about, what do you think about that? Is that not true? Or, she wants the media attention. Both of them do, actually. But she only wants it to be on, if they're going to tell the story the way they want it to be told.
Yeah, and this was done right before the appeal decision. Recently, there was headlines that the Ohio Supreme Court denied to hear the appeal, meaning no new trial right now. The appeal rejected. Convictions remain in place. She's serving 15 years to life for the deaths of her boyfriend, Dom Russo, and Davian Flanagan, their friend. Her first parole eligibility is 2037. If she meets the requirements then. Now, she was talking about in this recent interview, the mother, Natalie, was speaking with Chris Cuomo. Here's another clip of when she's actually referencing the families because they've received a lot of criticism in allegations that they've bullied the other families. So here's what she has to say.
It's just unfortunate. I know that this appeal process, for instance, is so hard. It's got to be so hard for them to watch because every time it's in the news, it's like, it's been constantly in the news for 4 years. And I know that when it's got to be hard for them to see because it's like picking at a scab. I always say it's like picking at a scab that's never going to heal. Like it's never, ever had a chance to heal because it's so in the limelight. So I do feel bad for them because it's a constant reminder that their kids are gone. But I can't, I wish it was private. I wish we could fight this privately so that they don't have to see it because my heart breaks for them. It breaks for them. But I can also hope privately, I hope that as this information comes out, that there might be a chance that they can see it wasn't intentional. And maybe it'll make them feel a little bit better knowing their boys were loved so much. And it wasn't this crazy intentional act that they made it seem by this ridiculous story that's not true.
Does her heart break for them? I mean, was that real emotion? Because then she lit up and was very animated right after that.
Crocodile tears, if there weren't even any tears, but if there would have been crocodile. She talks a lot in the interview about how she wants to hug them. She went on and on about all I want to do is go hug their families, and I wish we could be together and hug. I would like to do things for them, and she kept saying, hug them. And she talked about passing their houses and, how she couldn't go in and how she wanted to go in. I mean, no, it doesn't seem very believable. It doesn't seem very authentic.
And another thing that we talked about recently in another interview, you and I, we talked about that weird code language. And I have a clip of a jail call where this really became in the news when it was released, this call. And you can see how they're appearing to speak in some sort of code or language that they speak at home. And then she references it because Chris Cuomo asks her about why was she doing that, and were they attempting to fool somebody or hide or some information. So I'll get your reaction to this. Let me play it first.
Cacao with what?
She gets to like scream. She's like, ah, like every night. She just like screams like all night. Like, and then she gets to like laughing, thinking it's like funny. She's like, I don't know. She's crazy. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I don't like her. She needs to get to this pod. Like,
Well, what language is that?
It's carny talk. It's carny talk. It's I've always known it. My family, it's just a fun, silly little language that that we used to talk to like our friends. Like if me and my friend were walking down the street and somebody was cute and we didn't want them to hear us say he was cute, we would say he's really easy cute. Like he's really cute. So it's just a fun little silly little language. But when the detective came in and it's not sneaky, like there's nothing sneaky. That would be like saying people that are bilingual and speak Spanish or French or German are being sneaky when they're speaking in their different language. There's nothing sneaky about it.
I don't even know what to say about that comparison. What came to mind for you?
Well, speaking French or German or whatever is not quite the same. It's not the same. I mean, if they would, there could be circumstances where they would do that to try to hide what they're saying from some people, but it's not typically that. Whereas this is specifically aimed to hide what they were talking about. It is amazing, though, how they were talking so quickly. It's not easy to do that unless, I guess, they were practicing it for years. But, that takes some intelligence to do that so quickly.
So, these parents, are they still delusional with all of this? How are they taking the appeal rejection?
Well, I think the mother is seeing it as another opportunity to be on television. She likes all these drama, things that happen in the case. Oh, maybe somebody's going to call, and Cuomo is certainly always there. So I'm not to say that they're not disappointed. Of course they want her to get out. But remember, we talked about how, and it bears repeating, her parents were both enablers. Her father enabled her to take drugs. Everybody takes pot. There's nothing wrong with taking pot. And her mother was an enabler in terms of making her more narcissistic, more vain, more, wanting to be on social media all the time, to get her face and to get manufacturers, companies to pay to use her. So they both, they're reaping what they sowed. And yet what's really kind of upsetting about that, so many things, but one of the things is that they're not acknowledging that they perhaps weren't the parents of the year.
What's your evaluation after watching most of this interview with Chris Cuomo? What's your takeaway after watching this interview with Chris Cuomo?
Well, I don't like the mother anymore than I did before. On the one hand, I think I feel a little sorry for her. On the other hand, I just feel so angry. I'm so angry that this is why Mackenzie became who she became. That she was coddled. That she was treated like a prima donna. She was given everything. She was allowed to do everything. They wouldn't believe, like when they called her to school and said that she was bullying, the parents refused to believe that. It's like the same pattern since she was a little girl. And look at where we ended up. And so, it's just sad that, and I hope I think parents are learning from this, that this is not the best way to be a parent.
Here's a clip, and then I'll ask your final thoughts on what sort of relationship they have now and what sort of relationship will they have over the next 15 or so years.
We're going to get through this. We will get through this. We've gotten through every bad day to this point, and we'll get through every bad day until it's over. Like I keep telling her, I said, Kenzie, there's a sentence. Everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it just means it's not the end, but it's going to be okay. And we're going to get through this. We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
So is it a relationship where the child is controlling the parents? Is this a relationship of codependency? And will the parents change that over the next decade?
I mean, it is codependency, you know, because as I was saying about how they enabled her to do these, you know, bad behaviors, drugs and addiction to drugs and addiction to the limelight. There's, you know, she does. So she has, you know, it's interesting that she must have been controlling them from the time she was a little girl. And, you know, like I'd love to analyze this family. I'd like to put them on the couch, because clearly there was something from the time that she was born that made them overindulge her. And I don't know what that is. Perhaps they wanted a child for a long time and she finally came along, or perhaps she had some illness when she was young and that caused them to be overindulgent. I don't know. Those are the kinds of things that might, but there's this long history, and I don't think that they do the same with her sister. She has a younger sister, and supposedly, like if the younger sister leaves old food in her room, that she gets punished. So there's two different ways of treating the kids. So there's a lot to sort of unpack there. But it was definitely a very dysfunctional relationship from the beginning. But you know, it's to think about what's going to happen. We don't know. Okay, her mother is trying her best to keep her spirits up and all of that. I mean, to keep her spirits up and Mackenzie's spirits up. But we don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen to her parents during this time. You know, as they get older and waiting for her to have her say. I mean, assuming she doesn't get anything earlier than when she comes up for parole, are they going to be in good health? Are they going to be, is there some kind of family, you know, problem that they were having money problems? Are they going to have worse money problems because nobody wants to have anything to do with them? He lost his job, her father. So that's a whole other interesting part of this puzzle. If they're not able to just, you know, stay there as the two main cheerleaders, that's going to affect her tremendously.
What are you watching for in this case?
I mean, her parents are very interesting to watch, but it's so sad because they're all just so out of it. You know, they're all so out of touch with reality. I mean, it's interesting, but it's just really sad. And I really was offended by the father saying that, you know, how could he feel sad for the families of the two boys that she killed? How can you not feel sad for them?
Yeah, they are the victims in all of this, and we have to remember that. Dom Russo, Davion Flanagan. Dr. Carole Lieberman, thank you so much for your time. How can we get a hold of you?
Well, one place would be one of my websites, Expert Witness, Forensic Psychiatrist Dr.
And I have all of the information in my show notes below. Thank you so much. I hope to see you back here soon.
Thank you.
For more analysis on this case, please check out the video section of this YouTube channel. There, I have a playlist that includes my conversation with a crash reconstructionist, a body language expert, also a former prison inmate of Mackenzie Shirilla, and Dom Russo's sister, who is fighting to change the law there in Ohio to keep offenders from profiting from their crimes. Also, be sure to hit the like and subscribe because I'm going to keep you posted on this case and others that we're following. Until then, take care of yourself. I'll see you next time.